welcome back to another video. It is day 8 of chopping barley silage. We still got another couple days to go. We've been really fortunate with how the fields have been tunning out. Lots of volume, lots of feed. We're just going to continue to make as much feed as possible. Last summer we only made enough feed for 11 months to feed the dairy farm, so we lost our feed reserves. This summer it's looking like we're going to be able to do a couple months over, 4 or 5 months extra feed. We would like to have a 1.5 years of feed on the farm in case next year is a drought, and that's why we're hoping to make a little bit of extra feed this year and chopping a little bit longer. Chopper on day 8. Well, it's a pretty gross looking machine at this point. There's quite a bit of buildup in the corner right there. It just gets built up in the pickup tines. Can cause a nasty plug up if we're not too careful. The MX285 has been holding out pretty good. We had a couple overheating issues yesterday, but that's because we didn't blow the rads out for 2 days, I think. So that's to be expected, I guess, if you're gonna do that. I'm still stoked to be out chopping. I'm not sick of it yet on day 8. It's a nice job. You get to eat good in the afternoon and you sit nice in the tractor. We're now doing the swath that's right along the Carigana tree row. So this is literally the heaviest swath of the entire field. This barley was also downed before we went and cut it with the swather, and you can see a lot of it isn't cut properly. It's really tough to cut for the swather when it is laying on the ground like that. And as a result, you can get some pretty choppy swaths that don't go through the forage harvester so smoothly. So in this swath, steady, slow and steady definitely wins the race. I'm going in the slowest gear this tractor has, just so that we don't plug it up and make ourselves a very big headache with another plugged chopper. This morning so far kind of sucks. It's been drizzling on and off. The field's not really able to dry out at all, and that makes cutting what my sister Neline is doing, swathing, makes it pretty difficult. And the hardest part is laying a smooth swath. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but this swath right here is quite inconsistent. The front half is nice and smooth, and the other side, it's really lumpy. And I'm always trying to get Neline to lay me a smooth swath. It can, increase the speed of chopping by 30–40% sometimes. And it really impacts the speed at what we're able to chop at and finish silaging. So I'm always kind of bugging Neline, come on, lay me a smooth swath, lay me a smooth swath. And I might get annoying sometimes, but I'm pretty picky because it does really impact it. But I understand too, on a day like today, it's wet and it's pretty hard for her to do that. So it's just something we got to work through. We can never control the weather, so it is what it is. That's lunch. Gonna set this chopper up for sharpening the knives. keep getting these thunderstorms just going right past us for the last couple days. We've been pretty lucky so far. Hopefully it doesn't stop us. We needed those, 2-3 weeks ago. We're coming up to a pretty interesting spot in the field right now. There's two different varieties. of barley right beside each other. You can kind of see the height difference. This is a 6-row barley. This is a 2-row barley. This barley over here is Advantage, and it is a 6-row smooth on forage variety of barley. So this stuff was made to be turned into silage. It's interesting to see how much taller this 6-row barley is versus this one. And hopefully we get some more tonnage out of here. The smooth on is also interesting because it's a little bit easier for the cows to eat. It's easier in their mouths. It's not so rough as this 2-row. I do believe they are supposed to yield pretty similarly in grain, even though you would think the 6-row would produce more. I guess Dad was saying that this morning, so pretty interesting. Don't know how long we can keep doing this for. Well, that sucks, but it's the first time we've been shut down this year by rain on day 8, so that's not too bad, I guess. It almost looks like it's gonna stop. It's getting lighter over there, but everything's so soaked already. Mud's building up on the tires of the choppers, and that thing's already disgusting, so figured we better call it now. Back to the yard, service all the equipment. This thing got pretty dirty. Should be fun. This is the 10th day that we're chopping barley. We got the 2 swaths on this side of the field, another one on that side, a couple small swaths to clean up in this section, which is 640 acres, and we got one more field by the yard yet to do. This should take us, if everything goes good, 5 or 6 hours of chopping this morning. We'll cover that last pile and we'll be done barley silage. As far as how the barley's looking at this point, we started kind of worrying that it was going to dry out, but we've since then moved over to a different variety of barley, which is not as mature as the other one. So the other barley, the 2-row that we were chopping, was called Ostison, and this is called Advantage. This is 6-row barley, and it's a lot more green, and there's a lot more moisture still in these plants for some reason. You can see it's green all the way down to the end of the stem. Almost done.
Yeah. Good.
How do you think it's looking now?
Oh.
I don't think you'd want to wait any longer.
No, this one's good. I'm glad it's done with. Could have had some more, but it's still a heck of a lot better than last year. So this thing's good.
That's for sure. One of the trucks got weighed this morning at 12 tons, so that's That's pretty heavy. It's because it's nice and green and there's still a lot of dew on there, so that makes the trucks really heavy. Just chopping away, and the fan completely stopped working in the MX285. It's okay if you don't have AC, but the fan doesn't even work, so I gotta have a window open or a door open. This window doesn't stay open, so just gonna take the door off. That right there is how you clean a window to perfection. Well, that's a bit of a fail. There's still one swath there, maybe 50 meters long or so, and the chopper just broke down. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. So I'm probably just gonna leave that swath there, push it into the trees with the wheel loader, clean it up. A shear bolt or something broke. Close enough, man. I don't know what else to do. I got a viewer over there. Some family from Holland visiting. They'll probably help us throw tires. Shout out to them, that's awesome. That's the last load getting packed down. It's another decent sized pile. You guys can see here it's leaching a bit, and that's because we put some pretty moist silage in the pit. This is all seepage from out of this pile. It did rain on us a little bit, and that's where that's from. There's probably 75% moisture, hopefully a little bit lower than that when we put it in the pile. So you're gonna see a bit of that, but it'll happen. We're gonna let this finish getting packed down properly, and then we'll pull probably 2 pieces of plastic over top. Just the last little bit of silage pit to cover yet, so pretty easy afternoon. This is the pit covering crew.
Should I drop it in the mud? Yeah, ich hoffe helemaal onder. It's still melting.
Last pile's covered.